If you've been grinding in the gym doing cardio 5 days a week and you're still not losing weight, or you lose it and then gain it right back, I want to show you something. You've heard that weight loss comes down to calories in versus calories out, and that's true. It really is that simple, but here's where most people get it wrong. They understand the calories inside of the equation. They know they need to eat less, but the calories outside, most people think that's just their workouts, and it's not. Your actual workouts only account for less than 5 to 10% of the calories your body burns every single day. The other 90 to 95% is driven by things most people never even think about. And if you don't know what they are, you're leaving a massive amount of fat loss potential on the table. So today I'm going to walk you through the weight loss pyramid. It breaks down every component of your daily calorie burn, ranked in order of how much each one actually impacts your weight loss. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to focus on and exactly what's been holding you back. Now, before we get into what makes up the calories out part of the pyramid, we do need to start at the base of the pyramid, and that is your calories in. Level 1 is your calorie intake. And yes, again, you've probably heard this before, but it's at the base for a reason. It has the biggest impact on whether or not you lose weight. Get this right, and everything else we talk about later today becomes a multiplier. But if you get it wrong, none of the other levels really matter. So let's just start here because again, this is the base of the entire pyramid. You need to be consuming fewer calories than you burn if you want to lose weight. Period, end of story. If you don't, you won't lose weight. It's just the law of thermodynamics, and people don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. And guess what? Even if you don't care about calories, calories care about you. They're still going to have an impact on you, whether you bury your head in the sand and ignore them or not. But good news, this is the level you probably have the most direct control over, because in my opinion, it's far simpler, and I would even say easier, not just simpler, but easier to not eat 500 calories than it is to burn 500 calories through activity. Just think about it for a second. The physical effort required to say no to a piece of cake that is 500 calories is actually nothing, versus the physical effort required to go and burn 500 calories is equivalent to roughly 30 to 60 minutes of running, depending on, of course, your own unique biometrics, how fast you're going, the terrain, etc. So running to burn 500 calories is extremely high effort in comparison to simply saying no. Now, this is not to downplay or discredit the psychological effort required to say no to a piece of cake, but guess what? There's also a psychological effort required to have the discipline to go and run and actually create the caloric output. So the run takes physical effort, but it also takes psychological effort as well, versus simply working on exercising self-control and saying no to the additional 500 calories of unneeded consumption. That's purely psychological. There's no physical effort required. It's half the work. And just to be clear, I'm using running as an example here, but this could also apply to any physical activity you are doing that exerts calories. So first step, level 1, be eating 300 to 500 calories under your total daily energy expenditure per day. This alone should be enough of a calorie deficit for you to start seeing your weight trend in the right direction. If it doesn't, then you probably miscalculated your total daily energy expenditure, which it's okay. Plenty of people do, so you're not alone. I recommend that you just use an online calculator to figure out yours. And if you set your daily calorie intake to 300 to 500 calories below that, and you don't start to see some sort of weight loss progress with this alone, then you can continue to knock down your daily calorie intake target by 100 calories every 1 to 2 weeks until you start to see a trend in the right direction. And again, this is before you've even touched levels 2 through 5 of the weight loss pyramid, which get into your calorie output. And that is exactly why my clients to date have lost over 10,000 pounds combined. So if you're a business owner and you're looking for an exact roadmap on how to lose the next 20 to 100 plus pounds and actually keep it off for the rest of your life, there's a link in the description below to apply to work with me one-on-one. I work with a limited number of clients each year with the goal of helping them reclaim the health, the energy, and the confidence that they have lost. So if that sounds even remotely interesting to you, check the description below, fill out an application, and let's see whether or not we're fit to work together. Now, as I was saying, the single biggest contributor to your daily calorie output is level 2. Your basal metabolic rate. Your BMR accounts for 60 to 70% of your total daily caloric output. It is the biggest lever you have to increase how many calories your body burns daily. Your BMR is the energy your body uses at rest to keep you alive. Things like breathing, circulating blood, producing cells, regulating temperature. And the single biggest way that you can increase your BMR is by adding muscle mass. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. For every pound of muscle that you add, you burn about 6 extra calories per day at rest. And while that might not sound like a lot, if you add 10 pounds of muscle, that's 60 extra calories per day, which is 21,900 calories per year. Now, if you don't already know, it's worth noting that 3,500 calories equals roughly 1 pound of fat. So 21,900 divided by 3,500 is 6.3 pounds of fat loss potential per year just by having that extra muscle. Now, of course, it doesn't actually perfectly work out that way in practice, but it's good math for you to know because you are literally burning more calories while you sleep when you have more muscle. So the question you're probably asking now is, cool, but how do I build muscle? Well, the way you build muscle is twofold, and I have an entire video on my channel explaining this. I'll make sure it's in the description below, or you can go check it out for yourself after you're done watching this video. But number one is you have to be resistance training 2 to 4 times per week. The best way to resistance train is the way that you enjoy the most. That way, you'll be more consistent with it. Whether that's body weight only, dumbbells, kettlebells, machines, whatever, take your pick. But you need to be resistance training in order to stimulate muscle growth. And number two, you have to be eating a high protein diet to go alongside of it. You should aim to consume 0.8 to 1.0 grams per pound of your goal body weight. And I want to repeat that, your goal body weight, not your current body weight. So if you weigh 250 pounds, but your goal weight is 200 pounds, you would aim for 160 grams of protein per day, 200 times 0.8. The reason I say goal body weight and not current body weight is because if you go too high on your protein target and you miss it consistently, it's extremely demotivating and it will likely lead to you just becoming inconsistent or falling off altogether with a high protein diet. So I would much rather you start a little bit lower at 0.8 and then slowly work up to 1.0 grams per pound of your goal body weight per day. So to be clear, the way that you increase your BMR is by increasing your muscle mass. But it is worth noting that resistance training itself is not going to have the highest caloric output in that moment. You're only going to burn 150 to maybe 250 calories for an hour of traditional strength training. However, it essentially acts as your insurance policy against gaining back the weight. Multiple studies have found that the more muscle mass you lose in a weight loss transformation, the more weight you're likely to gain back after you've lost it. So ensuring that you are either sustaining or building muscle through a weight loss transformation is absolutely critical for your long-term success. Now for level 3, it is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. NEAT, otherwise known as NEAT. This accounts for 10 to 20% of your daily calorie burn. This is your natural daily movement. Things like walking, fidgeting, cleaning, or me sitting here talking with you. All of the movement of my hands, my mouth, when I smile or laugh, this is all NEAT. And this is a bigger deal than most people realize because for some folks, it can be the entire difference between whether or not they're in a deficit. NEAT is honestly one of the best kept secrets when it comes to losing or managing weight. And one of the easiest ways to increase your NEAT is to increase your daily step count. For every 1,000 steps you take, you burn anywhere from 40 to 60 or so calories, depending on your unique biometrics. So 8,000 steps per day is anywhere from 320 to 480 calories burned, which is anywhere from 2,240 to 3,360 calories per week. And remember, 3,500 calories equals roughly 1 pound of fat. So that's roughly 0.6 to nearly 1 full pound of fat loss potential per week just from walking. And again, I'm saying potential here because it doesn't exactly work out that way in practice. Please don't go hit 8,000 steps a day and come back to this video and comment that you didn't lose a pound a week. This is just merely showing you what the math makes possible. Increasing your NEAT is very low hanging fruit because it doesn't require a gym membership or blocking off more time in your schedule. You can walk more and get more steps by taking meetings on the phone, parking further away from stores, taking the stairs over the elevator. It doesn't leave you exhausted and it all adds up significantly over time. Now, level 4 is the thermic effect of food. This accounts for 5 to 10% of your daily caloric burn. This is how many calories your body burns simply by breaking down and digesting the food that you consume. And here's the thing, if you were paying attention to what I said in level 2 about building muscle and eating a high protein diet, you're actually already taking care of level 4 without even realizing it, because the way that you increase your thermic effect of food is by eating more protein, which is exactly what I told you to do in order to build more muscle and increase your basal metabolic rate. Now, why does this happen? Well, it's because protein has the highest thermic effect of all of the macronutrients. It sits at 20 to 30%. So for every 100 calories of protein that you eat, your body burns 20 to 30 calories just digesting it. Compare that to carbs at 5 to 7%, and fats at 0 to 5%. So this is one of the main reasons a high protein diet is so effective for weight loss. If you eat 500 calories from pure protein, your body is really only netting 350 to 400 of those calories, which makes it a built-in metabolic advantage. So prioritize protein sources that have a high protein to calorie ratio, meaning large amounts of protein for small amounts of calories. The more grams of protein per 100 calories, the better. And real quick, if you want access to a high protein cheat sheet ranked in order of highest to lowest protein to calorie ratios, I'll have a link for that in the description below. Go ahead and download it. Lastly, level 5 is your exercise activity thermogenesis, your EAT. This accounts for less than 5 to 10% of your daily calorie burn. This is your actual workouts, the active calories you are burning during your structured training sessions. So here's the math. An hour of cardio, again, burns roughly 400 to 500 calories, depending on your unique metrics and the style of cardio you're doing. But an hour of resistance training burns only roughly 150 to 250 calories. So in the moment, cardio wins. But here's the problem. The second that you step off the treadmill, the calorie burn stops. Versus resistance training, yes, maybe you only burn 200 calories in the session, but if that session contributes to you building even 5 pounds of muscle over time, that's an extra 30 calories per day burned at rest every single day, whether you're working out or not, whether you're sleeping or not. That's 10,950 extra calories per year just from 5 pounds of muscle. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but the research backs this up. Studies show that the more muscle mass you lose during a weight loss transformation, the more weight you are likely to gain back. Because without that muscle, as you've learned today, your BMR will be lower. It'll even drop in some cases, meaning your body is burning fewer calories at rest, and the calorie deficit you worked so hard to create has slowly closed on you. So yes, cardio burns more calories in the moment, but resistance training builds the engine that burns more calories forever. It's a compounding effect, and it's why it's the smarter long-term play. Now, please don't misunderstand me. I am not saying cardio or cardiovascular exercise is not important. It's critically important for your cardiovascular health. And yes, can it contribute to weight loss? Absolutely. But it's proven again and again that the most important form of exercise for sustaining weight loss is anything that builds muscle via resistance training. The cardio is just bonus calories and bonus improvement to your cardiovascular health. It should not be something you focus on specifically for losing the weight unless you are intentionally using it as a short-term way to speed up your rate of weight loss. And again, even if you are, it's still such a small percentage of the calories you output every single day, less than 5 to 10%. You are better off just using the resistance training to increase the BMR because BMR makes up a much higher percentage of your daily caloric output than your actual exercise activity thermogenesis. So let's recap the 5 levels of weight loss in the correct order of what contributes most to your calorie deficit and you losing weight in a way where you actually keep it off long term. Level 1, calorie intake. You have to consume fewer calories than you burn. This is the foundation. Everything else is built upon this. Level 2, BMR. Increase your basal metabolic rate by building muscle through resistance training and a high protein diet. This is going to be 60 to 70% of your daily caloric output. Level 3, your NEAT. Increase your daily non-exercise movement. Get more steps in, stand more, just have an all-around more active life. This is going to contribute to 10 to 20% of your daily calorie output. Level 4, TEF. Eat a high protein diet to take advantage of the thermic effect of food. And if you're already focusing on level 2, this will happen automatically. This accounts for 5 to 10% of your daily output. Level 5, EAT. Use your workouts to build muscle, not just burn calories. Any extra calories you are burning from intense elongated cardio sessions will contribute to a calorie deficit, but only during the time that you are doing them. There's no compounding effect created here. The purpose of intense cardio is to improve your cardiovascular health. In most cases, it should not be done solely for the purpose of losing weight. You are much better off spending your workout time focused on building muscle and improving your BMR, as I mentioned with level 2. If you get this pyramid right, you will lose weight and you will keep it off. You'll be working with your body's metabolism, not against it. Now, if you want to stop guessing about how to apply this weight loss pyramid to your own life, and you're a business owner who needs a personalized strategy to finally get this correct, I have an application link in the description below for one-on-one coaching with me. I work with a handful of clients every year, and to date, I've helped over 1,200 of my own clients lose a combined total of over 10,000 pounds. So if we're fit to work together, I'll build you a completely custom plan and hold you accountable to it. And if for whatever reason you aren't satisfied with your results at the end of our time working together, I'll refund you in full. I hope you found this video helpful. Hit that subscribe button, leave any questions that you have in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.